Happy Wednesday morning to you, CrossPoint. I'm coming at you not live from the Opryland Gaylord Hotel. See these awesome curtains behind me with such wonderful color. We are in room 5128, in case you wanted to know. But anyway, trust you are well, resting in Jesus and clinging to Him in a crazy age. But today's video is going to be brought to you primarily by Paul Milton. And he's going to talk to us a little bit about some evangelistic efforts that CrossPoint is making and has made and will be making in the future by his grace. So anyway, Paul's going to be blessing us today. So love you, take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye.
Good morning, CrossPoint. It's Paul Milton, and I wish you a good morning in early June. Pastor David has given me a few moments to tell you about an awesome event that occurred on Wednesday, May 25th of this year. And so I'll take a little time on that. A couple weeks ago, Pastor David preached on imitating Christ and the church's new vision. So heeding this action, some of the church members went door to door in the Fairlawn community this past Wednesday, doing just that, engaging, evangelizing, and worshiping. We called this the Fairlawn Friendship Walk. We had 14 church members who went out. A few prayer warriors got together and gave of their time by praying the week before the teams went out on this mission. And most importantly, the prayer team gathered together at the church the night that we went out and spent the whole time praying for our group. And it was just a wonderful time. And we did see the Lord go before us, just like He did, similar to what He did when the Israelites were leaving Egypt for the Promised Land. Back in January of this year, when Pastor David and I were talking a little bit about evangelism and what we could do, and I mentioned going out and going door to door. And his latest experience with that, he informed me, was not too successful, but he said, let's just give this a try. So Matt Noble's small group has a project that they do. They do Bible study most of the Wednesday nights that they meet. And then one night a month, they schedule in a project to get involved in. So Pastor David suggested I call Matt, and he suggested to Matt that he give me a call. So we finally got together and talked a little bit about it. I went over in January to their small group and spent some time talking about this. The group had already been practicing going out and going door to door and doing some discussions about the church and potentially evangelizing individuals. So they were ready to go. So we spent some time talking about this and then decided that we would go ahead and do it. Well, for a variety of different reasons, we weren't able to get that started until May, but Matt and I made the decision to do it on May 25th. Okay, so what did we do? Well, we met at the church at 6 p.m. on that night. We talked over some last-minute details and answered any questions. And then, pretty simple, we all drove out to our individual routes, and this is what one of them looks like. This is part of Fairlawn right here. The Rosemont part of Fairlawn is the only place that we got to this time. So we went out and started knocking on doors. We showed the individuals, we identified ourselves as being from the church. We showed the individuals the church information card. We also had a card about 5-Day Club, which we showed them, and we gave them a card and gave them a 5-Day card, 5-Day Club card. And then we talked a little bit about each one of those things, the church and when worship was and the types of programs that go on in the church. And then we talked about 5-Day Club, who it was for, what time it was, where it was going to meet, those types of informational things. And then if the Holy Spirit led, we usually asked about the individuals, or oftentimes couples or family members would come to the door. and we asked about their personal spiritual walk. And then, if the Spirit led and we felt there was an opportunity through the Spirit, the gospel was shared. So that was pretty simple. We came back afterwards to the church, and we had a time of celebration. So remember, Pastor Dennis came in a couple weeks ago and talked about evangelism in particular. In fact, he gave the sermon the Sunday before the Wednesday that we went out, and talked a little bit about evangelism. So, and he mentioned that, I'll put it simply, go out, come back, rejoice. So that's what we did. All right, so can you do this? Yes, you can do this. We also talked at our meeting about what to do. So we had a script. So all CrossPoint participants take the church information cards. Take the script if needed, but don't read it when engaged. Pray before each house. At the end of the conversation with anyone who was at the door, we would ask, "Can I pray for you about something?" And then if the individual wanted to, we prayed with them immediately. And then we asked about their spiritual walk and how effective that can be in sharing the gospel message. That was effective for us. It wasn't necessarily effective for the individual. All right, so here is the script. Here's what we talked about. We introduced ourselves. So, hello, we're from CrossPoint Alliance Church on Rothrock Road, and we're your neighbors. We just wanted to say hello and give you this church information card. It contains worship times and the various ministry outreaches to the Fairlawn-Copley community. We're trying to engage more with our neighbors on a personal level, establishing relationships. We're also pleased to let you know about our 5-day club and that it's back from last year when we weren't able to have it due to the COVID. And we would like to extend an invitation to your children or your grandchildren or any neighborhood individuals that you know might be interested in this type of thing. It'll be held from June 14th to 18th, starting at 6:30 and going to 8:30 each night. And it's for children going into kindergarten up to 6th grade. And then if we needed to explain more about that, we would. We asked them if they had any questions. And then if we had the opportunity, we would ask, how's your spiritual walk? How's your spiritual journey? And then we listened carefully to what the individual said. And then if we had the opportunity and we listened to the Holy Spirit, it gave us potentially a chance to share the gospel. So the gospel was shared at a couple of homes, a few homes, and we kept in mind 4 points. I am a sinner. Jesus died for my sin and rose from the dead. I am forgiven as a result of that. And do you want to pray to follow Jesus? So, can you do this? You certainly can. It really takes little time. It's about 3 hours of time that you commit. We give you a script so that it can help you in what you're saying to the individuals. And I'll tell you, we went to 101 homes during our we had 5 routes. So the 14 individuals went to 101 homes and knocked on doors. We got 51 individuals who came to the door and gave us the opportunities to speak with them. And we shared the gospel, as I mentioned, a few times while we were out there. But we got a lot of positive response from the people in the community of Fairlawn. As I mentioned, we only went to the Rosemont area. So many people told us that they had children or they knew people in the neighborhood or they had grandchildren who they would talk to about attending the 5-day club. We had quite a few, not as many as indicated they were interested in the 5-day club, but we still had many people say that they were interested in the church, that they thought they'd come by or watch it online, and that they really appreciated us coming to their door. And we only had a few people, I'd say a handful, maybe no more than 5, who indicated to us that they really didn't want to talk about it or hear any of the information. But we didn't have one door slammed in our face, and we really got a very warm reception out there. So we're looking to do this again in the near future. So if you're interested in doing this, give me a call, 330-631-6919. That's my cell. I'm at pmilton@neo.rr.com, and we hope that you'll join us. We're looking to do this again in not this week, but next week. So we hope you can join us, and give me a call or give Matt Noble a call. Good to be with you this morning.